All right. Hello, everyone. How is everybody doing? Good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to Talk with Steven. To all our loyal audience, welcome back to all the new people who is going to watch Talk with Steven right now, and also later when the recording is up in the Teenage Entrepreneur platform. Thank you so much for watching Talk with Steven. So, Talk with Steven, a little bit of intro for you guys. Talk with Steven is a weekly talk show where I will go live on every week, Wednesday, 1 p.m., where I will bring in interesting people, successful and inspiring people to share with us about their stories, their personal and truthful sharing about how they have achieved success in certain part of their life. And most of the people that I know that we bring in the talk show just completely blew my mind, and then they started to share their experience to people. So we have covered topics like entrepreneurship, how they can develop their business, to how they can move up in their corporate ladder, corporate careers, how they can do that, and also personal development topics like how to manage your emotions, your anger, and we even covered topics like parenting, guys. So much of topics that we have covered. Also, like how you can study well, how you can figure out your passion, so many topics because the Talk with Steven has been has been running for the past 1 year. So it's been more than a year already. The Talk with Steven is running successfully. So all the recording of this Talk with Steven session is actually available in the Teenage Entrepreneur platform right now, where you can just get it for the 150 ringgit per year. You can just need to pay 150 ringgit to get the access for 1 year to join Talk with Steven, to watch all the previous recording of Talk with Steven. You can just scan the QR code here. It will bring you to the page and you can subscribe there as well. Besides Talk with Steven, we also have many amazing shows that's happening in the Teenage Entrepreneur platform. These are some of the things that I managed to find that I wanted to show you to you guys. Many amazing things happen if you're someone who is into international talk shows, where you wanted to see how different people from certain countries are doing amazing things. You should definitely go for Changing Reality. And Money Matters is something, obviously, by the name itself, you know that is entirely about money. So you can watch Money Matters as well. There are all the other things that's available in the Teenage Entrepreneur platform, and you will get everything for just 150 ringgit per year as well, together with Talk with Steven. So do scan the QR code, do get it for yourself. If you're an entrepreneur, you can get it. If you're a youngster, if you're a kid, you can get it as well. It's catered for everybody. Okay, so talking about Talk with Steven, let's come back to our this week Talk with Steven session again. Today we have some interesting topic, and we have Joyce with us today to share with us about her personal experience of being an accountant and stuff like that. And I don't know, my mind just asked to invite Joyce. Like, I just wanted to invite Joyce to speak again in Talk with Steven. It's been some time since we spoke. Since she spoke in Talk with Steven. So I was thinking, she spoke in Talk with Steven. So I was thinking, what topic to discuss and all this. Then suddenly this topic came to my mind, which is how I up my skill as an accountant. Uh, for those of you guys who are here, a little bit of info for you guys. I studied accounting before, and yeah, I'm like totally different, right, from the guy who studied accounting now doing marketing and sales and running a talk show. Doesn't make any sense at all. But yeah, I studied accounting and I don't like what I was doing, and I came to this wonderful platform called ET Ideas and I started to figure out my passion. And when I was doing that, one of the first person that I actually started to mentor me was Joyce. And I went to an internship which I hate accounting after that and all, but Joyce made me fall in love with accounts again, because I went to accounting because I liked it, and I hate it because of the real working world out there. But working with Joyce makes me realize how fun accounting can be, how interesting it can be. It made me think again, it made me have fun again. But later on, I decided I'm gonna venture into something that I'm really passionate about, which is marketing and sales. So right now, Joyce also guides many mentors many individuals in their personal growth, and also on how they can become a very good accountant, how they can upskill themselves and do amazing things as an accountant as well. So that is what Joy's going to talk today on how she upskill herself as an accountant, and how she's continuing leveling up in whatever that she is doing. Joyce is also the founder and the CEO of Simply Empowering, an outsourced accounting and advisory company as well. And she's also the principal trainer of Get Real with Accounts, an interesting workshop that guides accountants as well. So, without any further ado, let's welcome the amazing Joyce to the stage. Hello.
Hi, Steven.
Hello, Joyce. How are you, Joyce?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you very much
Okay.
for inviting me again.
Yes.
Really, I also do not know what I can share, but since you say I can share something, I'm sure there will be something out there for the audiences. Yeah.
Yes, yes. There will be a lot of accountants maybe watching the session, because I asked all my accountant friends to come, and a lot of people shared the session as well. So it's going to be a very fun session for accountants. So do ask your question, guys, so that we can take the questions later if you have time. If not, I have a lot of questions, tons of questions to ask. So can we just jump straight into the session, Joyce?
Sure.
Okay. The very first question that came to my mind, and I was thinking, what should I ask you, Joyce, is what I studied in accounting and what I experienced in the real world out there was totally a different thing. And it's kind of similar to many other industries as well. So, and you are someone who studied accounting many years ago, and you went into an accountant and now running your own accounting firm as well. How is it for you, your expectation versus reality of when you're studying and you went into the working world?
I think when I got to know about accounting was when I was doing accounts in Form 6. Okay, I was from a science stream and then I jumped into accounting, and somehow I managed to understand and pass my exams lah. Okay, so when you go to the university, you study, then you realize that there's actually more than just the accounting work. That means the bookkeeping work. You have to know a lot more things. For example, you need to know a bit of tax, you need to know a bit on the business part, okay, and then a lot of information is actually fed to you in the university as you study, and even you take your professional exams. There's a lot more topics that I didn't cover, like things like costing, things like cash flow and things like that, which you never study before. Okay, when you were in Form 6. So when I guess I kind of like love studying in a way. That means whatever is there, you just learn, and you don't. I just try to understand what is actually happening. But more for
Mm.
myself at that time was just learning to pass the exams, because I
Okay.
felt like this is what I need to pass my exams, so I study for it, and I seem to understand and able to actually put it out there when the exam comes, and then I pass my exams. Okay, so when I went into the working world, because I went first into the audit, it is something that have never done before. I didn't go into internship. At that time, there wasn't anything called internship. So it's like you are really fresh, and of course the employer is also aware that you are fresh. So they just start to teach you from scratch. And then the
Okay.
mindset is, for me, I guess, is at that time is like, oh, I don't know this, I just learn. And they have their own training structure and things like that, because I went into audit. Okay. Then
Mm.
when I went into the commercial line, they call it, where you actually do the accounts, I had to do entry and things like that. Okay.
Mm.
And actually, nobody really taught me like how to make sense of the accounts and things like that. It's more of you doing it. And as you do, you understand and you actually learn. to do what I call a full set of accounts now. But the
Okay.
other things that I got to learn is very different, in the sense that I always thought that accountants are just just doing the work at the back, and you just need to deal with numbers. And when I progress in my career, I realized that that is so not true. So not true.
Yeah, I think that's leads to my next question actually. Like
Yeah.
like accounting is like a many people say that it's a routine job. Like it's the same thing. You need to lead with the same number lah, same thing lah, all these things. And many people say it's get boring and all these things. How was it for you, Joyce? Can share your personal experience?
Um, I guess when I was doing my first commercial job of doing a full set of accounts is something new for me. And my first job was only for about a year, so I didn't really like you say get bored with it, because I didn't do it year in year out lah. Then my second job and things like that, it didn't really also didn't last that long. Okay, so
Mm.
but now I'm doing actually full-time accounts, right? So when I do the accounts, yes, the transactions are all routine. There'll be companies that is all the same every month. But what is different is dealing with the owner, dealing with the new things that comes up with in their business. I'm not a lawyer, but at one point of time, they were one of my client has an agreement with another partner, and they said, "Can you go through this agreement for me?" Now I was thinking, like, I'm not a lawyer, but at least from a layman point of view, you can understand, right? At least you can, if you do things that you don't understand, then you just ask and clarify. Because yes, it is legal document, but at least it must be something that a layman can understand lah. What are the thing and things like that. So you sort of learn how to read those legal documents. And at one point of time, they say, can you just draft a simple one? So what I did was I took the most complicated agreement that I have seen. I Google up other things that I need to know, and then I just drafted one simple one for them. Okay, and then of course it didn't just go through lah. Of course, after you draft, then they will pass it to their lawyer for review. So at least the first groundwork is done lah. So yeah, not so so you
Mm.
don't so you don't actually expect an accountant to actually do this, right? Not,
Yeah,
but it
yeah, yeah.
does, yeah, but it does help your client in a way, because one of the thing is that yes, it is a little bit beyond your scope, but from there you learn a lot more about business. You also learn to be a little bit more detailed. You also learn how to ask the necessary questions to clarify and things like that. So these are the things that is the skills that you need as an accountant, because there are so many new things out there. One of the skills that you need to have actually is communication. You need to learn how to ask and not offend people. You know,
Mm.
you need to dig for information, and that they are, and you need to be able to follow up until they give you the information, and not be seen as very pushy. So these are the things
Yeah,
that, yeah, these are the things that you never expect an accountant to do. But in order for you to do your accounts, you actually need to find information. It's not presented to you, it's not like in studies, they give you
yeah.
the workbook, or they give you soalan contoh or whatever it is, and then you go and do the work. It's not like
Mm.
that. You have to literally go out there and find the information for some of the work that I do lah.
Mm. Mm. Nice, nice. I remember I spoke to few people before about accountants and
Ah,
all these things. They were saying why when I asked like why you study in accounting, they'll be like, I don't like to talk to people. I'm very introvert. So if accounting means it's me, my laptop, and my documents. And I was like, okay, that doesn't make any sense at all. So
yeah. That was my expectation as well when I was studying, when I was in school. I'm an introvert actually. For me, I am an
mm,
introvert. But of course now a little bit
mm,
different. And all this is through my experience working on accounts actually. Because if you don't open your
mm,
mouth, you can't get the information. And when they tell you something and you don't understand, you also cannot do your work. So you literally have to learn how to communicate better. You also need to have a little bit of better memory, because you need to be able to sometimes link certain information, link certain events, and sometimes with just a laptop and things like that, can't do this kind of work. Okay.
right. Because when I was doing little accounts work with you at the beginning stages of me figuring out what I want, I have to talk to you, understand what is happening, and talk to the other person, the
Yeah.
clients that I am working with, like getting them like, what is this transaction, like why you pay this money for, what is this expense, I cannot see these. So a lot of things that we need to do, like a lot of communication that's involved as well. That is an interesting skill. Like you need to brush up if you want to become an accountant, which is communication skills. So a lot of things coming out, guys, so watch out. So Joyce is not gonna tell you like step one upskill accounting you should do this. No, it's gonna come out as it is when Joyce is sharing. So please do have a keep an eye on the channels now.
Yeah. Another very useful skill is you must learn how to Google. A lot of things they ask me, can you write a letter, like what I say, confirmation letter, or a contract, or simple contract and things like that, and you have no other reference other than Google actually, where when you Google, how to write a service contract, how do you do this, how do you do that, is actually there. But of course, you need to be also able to find or select the right information lah. Because there's a lot of information there. But you must start with the angle. What information that you want, or what information should be in the document. Then only you go and do your search, then you should be able to find it lah. And then you just pick and choose the relevant ones and draft out what you need for your client. That's what I did lah.
Yeah. Another interesting thing, like set an end goal of what you want to do, like at the end of this, so that you can do the work according to that. Otherwise, you'll be like people will say the headless chicken just running everywhere. You just don't know where you're running. You're just running only.
Yeah,
So
because Google can't tell you anything unless you ask the right question, right? Like for example,
yeah,
service
yeah,
contract. If you don't know that you
yeah.
need is something called a service contract, you can't actually go and Google it.
Mm,
Sometimes I also do not know what I want, so I just say, how do I do this, in Google itself. So it's not very specific, but the best I can do is this lah. So whatever comes out then, I refine my search, I refine what I think I need and things like that. So that's the main thing lah. But of course, sometimes you cannot think on your own, because there are certain things that the client is supposed to tell you. So you have to go and
mm.
communicate with your client, go and ask, or communicate with your boss lah, if you are employed, that okay, actually, what are you looking for? What do you intend to achieve? All those things lah.
Okay, that brings me to another question. Like I think a few days ago, I spoke to a guy who is an accountant. He's a young boy. He's an accountant working in quite a big company in Malaysia as an accountant. He's only doing like the purchasing part of it, like the purchasing, supplying part of it, and everything.
Mm.
But that one also, he's feel like dying already. He's like, cannot. It's very stressful. Every day you have to work. And I speak to a few people about telling the same things actually, because It's a huge company, and it's a huge thing that is going on. Even they were saying that public holiday also they don't have the holiday. They have to work and get to do done this and all these things. They are so stressed and all these things. How did you what you can say to this kind of people? Just how they can handle this actually?
I think if you say about stress, work stress is everywhere, wherever you go. All right.
Mm,
So it's more on us learning how to manage ourselves better in a sense that, when work comes, when there's a lot of work to do, how do you manage your emotion towards it? I think you are also in a much better position to explain like how do you set your angle relating to your work, because it is similar to you setting angle for your sales target and things like that.
yeah.
So the same thing is for us is that part lah. So if people are handling are faced with a lot of stress, jumping to another job will not help you. I have tried that. In my experience, I moved from one job to another thinking that life will be easier. It was never easier. Things just got worse because I didn't know how to handle it. And now I'm a little bit better in the sense that I know that work is there, is allocating the time, and actually is the focus as well, setting the angle, and looking for solutions actually. Let me share an example for you. Uh, in 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 one of my work, I do support my clients in terms of making payments. So but I'm doing outsourced accounts means I handle a couple of clients, not only just one client.
Mm,
Okay, but
yeah.
when you're working in a company, you're just handling one client, so the payment needs to be done. You just have to drop everything and just do it because
Do
you
it.
are in
Mm,
that
yeah.
company. But since I'm in different companies, I felt that it's not easy for me to just drop whatever I have and just handle that one payment. Okay,
Mm,
because I'm on the roll on this job already. I'm doing my work. I know what I'm doing. I'm actually working on it and I'm on the roll. They say, yeah. So you're just finishing it up. Then suddenly this request for payment come. You're going to drop it and do that. And sometimes because of stress or because your mind is not focused, you may make mistakes on the payment as well. Okay, so I find that it's a
mm,
very stressful moment because I do not know when they're going to put in the request, right? Not they may come, the request may come at a time when I'm driving. How am I supposed to handle it? And they tell me it's urgent. Do I stop by the side
mm,
of the road, do the payment, and then and just move on? But you see, when you are doing things under stress, the mistakes do happen. I've done mistakes before because of that, because like I'm rushing and I just although you're supposed to read through again before you make the payment, you assume that you made it right and then you just click approve, that kind of thing. So in order for me to manage that part of me where I get stressed out or I get very emotionally involved in it, like why do they give me things last minute, and I don't want, you think I so free until I drop everything to actually handle your things. So what I did was I had a chat with the
mm,
client. One of the thing that we did also, we also had a chat with the employees to explain to them how the situation, what's the situation, and how my working mode is like in a way. It's not like I'm free all the time to do this. Okay.
mm,
After having a chat with them, hopefully they understand. So a couple of times we have to talk to them and things like that. And then we actually set a timing, meaning that they actually put in a request for the payment at a certain time. And I handled it at a certain time. So it's like, for example, you put in your request by 12 o'clock. I make sure that during from 12 to 2, I will make the payment. Okay. Unless it is super urgent. If not, I wouldn't do any payments after that. Okay.
mm,
So in one part is like there is a structure, there is a process. And because I know the payment is coming at that time, I won't get stressed out. I will arrange my time to make sure I have the thing. Okay. So in terms of your work, sometimes when you talk about stress, it's more like what is the solution to it? How do you manage so that you reduce the stress, or at least when you are expecting the thing to happen, you won't get stressed, right? I already expect the payment will come in.
Mm.
So when it comes in, you just do lah. And when I make the bulk of the payment at a certain time, the ad hoc will only just come once in a while. So already know there will be ad hoc things because of the nature of their business. So when it comes, you just have to tell them that, okay, at this point I'm a little bit tied up. Can I do a bit later? So sometimes also you need to tell them your situation to hope that they can understand, and then maybe they have to
Yeah.
negotiate with their supplier. Can they make it, after a certain time? Or after a while they get smarter and say, I already negotiated with the supplier. They're okay if you make the payment by 7 o'clock or something like that. So then you won't get stressed, right? So in the jobs that you do, if you feel that you are stressed, look for the solution. How do you manage, or how do you put it in the things in place so that you can handle it? That's one. And also that, because for me, I don't know, when I feel that I have put it in place and I expect the things to come, when it comes, I'm not stressed out. It's only when things just come and then you don't expect and you have to scrap everything and just do that. That's when I get stressed. So you find what makes you stressed first. Then only you can manage it, right? If you are don't
Yeah.
not stressed because of that, then even if you put the process in place, you will still be stressed out. So find your what makes you stressed out. Yeah. Sometimes just
Nice.
taking
Nice.
a
Very,
break
very.
will be just nice, right? You are stressed out, you just go for a walk. One time that's what happened to me. I was so like off in sense of like emotionally very disturbed or whatever for whatever reason because of the work and things like that. So I texted my mentor. My mentor said, just go to take a walk. So I actually went for a walk lah.
Mm.
After the walk, you will be a bit calmer. Okay, let's get back to work, and you find your own way lah, how you want to go about it. Mm. How do you
Okay.
release
Okay.
stress, Steven?
Sorry.
How do you release stress?
I just go play something,
That's
futsal,
another option,
badminton.
right?
Yeah, I just stopped thinking about it. I was like, too much of work, so I just stop thinking about it and go to play something and come back and start it again and all. I
Yeah.
also like working under stress. Like, shit, a lot of things to do. Let's do this. Let's do this. So it motivates me. It makes me excited and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So everyone is different. So you
yes,
really need to find your own
what works for
what
you?
makes you stress and what can help you reduce the stress.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. I think that's very nicely answered, Joyce. Like, you cannot just quit from one to another job because of it's stressful and stuff like that, because it's not going to work. It's just going to repeat the same
Mm.
cycle again. But you need to know how to handle your stress. Like, I think it's about, like, I like the part where you actually go and communicate with the person who is you are dealing with, so that put a process in the this one and everything. It's all
Mm.
about you have the courage and have the thing to go and tell these people to do this, because many people, like, when you tell this to them, especially if people are working somewhere and all, they'll be like, how to go and tell my manager,
Ah.
how to go and tell my boss, and all these things. They have this, but I think that's what
Yeah.
the managers are looking for, right? For somebody to voice out, to share their opinion, to share with them that maybe if you do this way, it will be very better, and all these things. So that is nice. Thank you
Yeah,
so much for
you
sharing.
really need to be tactful how you go about it lah. In a way, it doesn't seem like it has to be done in a way that it benefits everyone. Okay, so as an accountant, sometimes I find certain. Last time I used to be like, oh, they tell me there's a deadline. Okay, I cannot negotiate or anything like that. Then I realized that actually if you really cannot do it, or there is certain elements that is missing, you have to highlight to the management first. But you don't tell them last minute lah. The thing is due to tomorrow. Just tell them, okay, I don't have this thing.
I need more time. Yeah.
I need more time. You should actually prompt them much earlier in the sense that, okay, these are the things that I need, and this is what the other person promised to give me, and things like that. If I have all these things, I can give this to you. Okay. So when it doesn't happen, it means it's communication, that they already know that this is the progress of it. So this is also a skill, because we are not
Mm.
used to updating in the progress, or highlighting what we actually need to actually finish our work, because nobody really understand the work that you do unless they are doing your work,
Mm.
right? Not
Mm.
they may
Mm.
think that they know, or very simple only. Why you just plug figure here, plug figure there, and then you can get the thing out. But they have to understand that somebody else has to give you the information, and if the information is not there, you cannot finish your work. So you need to communicate with
Yeah.
your higher management or your supervisor, saying that, okay, this is the thing. I still can't. Let's say you still can't get the information. Then you say, maybe can you suggest to me, or can help me to see, how else can I get the information? So in a way, you work together with your supervisor or management to actually get the information that you need in order for you to do your work. That is also a
That
skill.
is nice. That is. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Guys, so many things is happening. I hope if you didn't get the what you are, if you didn't get what Joyce is saying, I really urge you to rewatch the session again. A lot of things Joyce has been sharing. So take note and start taking the action in your job as well, so that you will become a really really good accountant. So another question that I have, Joyce, we're almost at the end of the session, but
Yeah.
another thing is you also conduct trainings for accountants, like with your team, Simply Empowering Team, Vishnu and
Mm.
Madhura. You guys are doing accounting workshops and get real with accounts, intermediary workshop for people and all. How does it benefit the accountants out there, Joyce?
I think for the get real, it started off, wanting, 3 hours wanting to actually bridge the gap between theory and practical, because
Mm,
we also had our learning curve, right? It was pretty
yeah,
long because you have to do accounts after accounts after accounts.
yeah.
But for get real, we hope to be able to shorten that learning curve. And also, if you recall the skills that I mentioned, it actually inbuilt in the workshop itself. Because in the workshop, you need to learn how to ask questions, you need to learn how to Google all those things, and you need to learn how to manage your time, how to manage the stress, because some of them are actually working adults. You have to juggle between the workshop and also your work, because there is assignments to complete, right?
Mm,
So how do you juggle all these things? So this is the skills that we don't say that we are teaching you, but you're actually learning, right? So
nice,
it
nice.
will benefit you in the sense that, one, there's soft skills, there's also the technical skills, where we actually tell you, what are from our experience, mistakes that we did, so that you don't make the same mistake. And then we have the things that you need to know, so that you can provide better service for your management and things like that, so you can perform your job better and things like that. Then during the workshop, you have to communicate, you have to work as a team, all those things are actually inbuilt in the workshop. Okay.
Yeah, I think this is the Get Real with Accounts batch 8 that you
Yeah.
guys did. It was
Yes.
like I remember I was there when you guys conducted the very first Get Real with the Accounts in, I think, in November or December,
Ah.
around there, before the pandemic, actually the very physical
Ah.
one, where you guys with just three people, and you guys just carry on with the workshop because this is the first time. And right
Uh-huh.
after that, every time you guys open the batch for the get real with accounts, the class just get filled up by the accountants and everything actually. So I think they are the get real with accounts also does teach people on how they does the full set of accounts, not only like one part of it, the full set of it, and that is the main part. But all the side dish that you will learn is all the skills that Joyce told today to make you an complete and a professional accountant. So if you guys wanted to know more about the Get Real with Accounts, that the Simply Empowering team does, you can actually contact the number that is coming in the banner right now. Uh, One of Joy's teammate Vishnu will actually answer your questions regarding what is this workshop about, how you can be part of it as well. So Joyce, final question to you. Maybe you can wrap it up with this as well.
Uh-huh.
What type of qualities do you see when, if let's say you are hiring people, right? What type of accountant that you will hire, Joyce?
I think one of the sometimes people say it's a prerequisite is that you have to be a kind of like a more detailed person. That means you are alert, that these are something that you need to look into and things like that. Okay, but that also comes with experience. So I believe the qualities that I look for will be more towards when they are more willing to learn. Okay, and of course they must eventually learn how to communicate with us lah.
Yeah.
Okay, if you are one who like keep quiet all the time, it's very difficult for us to actually share and also get to actually get you to actually learn, because we don't know, we cannot look into your head. We don't know what you're thinking. We do not know what you do not
True.
know. So unless you learn how to communicate with us, it won't be easy for us to actually guide you. So what I'm looking for is like at least you must be able to open your mouth and ask lah. That's one thing. And of course, willing to learn, meaning that it may be hard work in the beginning because you'll be doing routine thing, but you will realize that when you do the routine thing is after the routine thing only you can understand the accounts better. So you have to go past that. People who are willing to do, they call the dirty work of just doing the data entry. Okay, then only for me then only you can progress to be an accountant, because by learning all those things you actually are learning a lot more things. For example, when you key in is more on the details of it. Okay, making sure everything is okay and things like that. So you are actually learning different skills as you level up in terms of when you are doing your accounts work. Okay, so I'm looking for someone who's actually willing to learn and willing to work hard and never give up lah. Because a lot of times sometimes you just want to give up
Nice.
because it's like it's forever never ending the work. But if you learn how to progress in your career in the sense that okay, I'm done this already, I'm okay and I'm willing to go up the next level, then you up your skill lah in a way. All right, you want to be someone that the management can rely on. What are the things that the management are looking for? You go and learn and up your skill in that area, then you'll be better, right? Sometimes they actually need somebody who can take with them to the client's office and communicate with them. You never know, so you need to also learn how to have a chat with your client and things like that. So look at where you are now, what is required by your management, or what do they like always looking for and things like that. Then you fill up that thing, then I'm sure you can perform very well in your current career lah. And at every step of the
Yes.
way, you want to, it's more like you learning new things so that you can, provide better service as an accountant. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much, Joyce. Thank you so much for coming to talk with Steven and sharing your experience today. It was a very nice session. I
Most
enjoyed
well.
so much. I didn't see the time fly so fast. It's already like 35 minutes already. So maybe we can do a part two with the other team members of Simply Empowering team on how they are growing together with Joyce and all. Maybe later part we can do that. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually do that, and I say, from their view, for me, I'm teaching, right? From their view, what it is actually like working with me. That will be a very
Yeah, that will be an interesting story as
yeah,
well. Okay, okay.
what they call the spill the tea kind of session, where
Yeah, yeah,
you talk about what I feel I'm doing okay, but actually it's not.
yeah. Can. You guys can contact Vishnu from Simply Empowering team if you guys wanted to know more about how to upskill yourself as an accountant and all these things. It's a HRDF claimable course as well. I think the number I have already shared in the banner just now. You guys can just screen through a check, or you can just check in the banner that is coming right now. That is the number. Contact them, get yourself, upgrade yourself as an accountant, more as a person, so that you can be a proper accountant as well. So I think that's what Joyce has been
Yes,
sharing very shortly and very sweetly to us. Thank you so much, Joyce, for sharing your experience. Thank you so much.
thank you so much for inviting me. I had
Yes.
fun doing this
Yeah.
session.
Yeah, it was very fun. Yeah, thank you so much, Joyce. So I'm gonna remove
Okay.
you from the stream right now for a while. Okay.
Okay.
So that's all, guys. That's all from us for Talk with Steven session. Thank you so much for watching. And I have interesting things that share with you guys right now, for all the parents, all the students, college students, entrepreneurs, anybody that is watching the session right now. In the Teenage Entrepreneur Platform, in Ascendance, we are actually organizing this conference called the Global Young Change Makers Conference and Competition that is happening on September 17th and 18th. It is free of charge for all the students to join because it's fully sponsored by the corporate partners of Ascendance, one of the co-organizers for Top Shows today, and they are bringing in young change makers from different countries to share about their experience on how they did amazing in their studies, how they're doing many things in their life, and how they're changing the rules, the regulations, legislation, all these things in their countries as well. And if you're interested to join the conference to upgrade yourself to the next level and all these things, you can contact me as well. My number is coming in the chat box right now and also in the banner. Do contact me so that I will pass you the registration link for you to guys to sign up. So I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for joining the session today. Do share about share the YouTube link to the people that you know, and also you can get the Teenage Entrepreneur Platform to watch the Talk with Steven session later as well. So thank you so much. Have a good day and see you guys again at next week Wednesday at another episode of Talk with Steven. Bye.